Welcome back to the Board Business Channel, everybody.
It's great to be here.
Today, we're diving into a company, you might not have heard of them,
Okay.
but they're really fascinating. Shiny Chemical.
Shiny Chemical.
And they're in the semiconductor industry,
Right.
which, we all know that powers everything now.
Yeah, those tiny little chips, they're everywhere in our phones, our computers,
Literally everything.
even our cars.
Yeah. And, there's so much buzz about Taiwan's semiconductor scene, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's like the epicenter of it all.
And our friend Steve over at the Arizona, Taiwan office.
Oh, yeah, Steve
He's the executive director over there.
knows his stuff.
He actually tipped us off about Shiny Chemical.
Really?
I said, you gotta watch these guys,
He thinks they're going to be huge.
especially here in the U.S.
Yeah, well, Steve's usually right about these things.
He knows what he's talking about.
He does.
So Shiny Chemical, they're a supplier to some of the biggest names out there, like TSMC, the global giant.
Oh, absolutely. TSMC, a powerhouse.
But they've actually been around for, get this, 45 years.
Wow.
45 years.
45 years. That's impressive.
That's a long time.
It is, and what's really cool is how they started out. They were making these basic chemicals,
Oh, really?
solvents, like the kind you'd use in a factory.
Okay.
But then they saw this huge wave coming, the semiconductor boom,
Yeah.
and they were like, we got to get in on that.
They reinvented
They
themselves.
totally transformed themselves into this high-tech supplier.
That's amazing.
Talk about business savvy,
That's great.
knowing when to pivot.
So clearly it paid off because
Big time.
they just won two pretty big awards from TSMC,
Yeah, too.
the Excellent Performance Award
Impressive.
and the EHS Improvement Award.
So they're not just good at what they do, they're doing it responsibly.
Yeah, exactly. So this really shows you they're not just meeting standards, they're like going way above and beyond.
Oh, yeah, they're setting the bar high.
So, okay, to put this into perspective,
Yeah.
TSMC, they're like the superstar chef, right?
Yeah, I like that analogy.
In the chip making world.
Yeah.
And Shiny Chemical, they're providing the top-notch ingredients.
It's the highest quality stuff.
Only 20 companies worldwide got this Excellent Performance Award this year.
That's a pretty exclusive club.
So to be one of those 20, that's really something.
Definitely elite company.
So I think we need to break down what these ingredients actually are.
Yeah, let's get into the nitty-gritty.
We keep saying solvents,
Right.
but what are they exactly?
Good point. Not everyone's a chemist, right?
Yeah. Why are they so important?
Okay, imagine you're building a really, really intricate Lego castle.
Okay, I can imagine that.
But it's so tiny you need a microscope to even see it.
Wow.
That's kind of what making a computer chip is like.
Okay.
They use these super thin slices of silicon called wafers.
Wafer.
And they have to be absolutely spotless.
I can imagine, like, no fingerprints.
Not even a speck of dust, nothing.
Wow.
Because even the tiniest flaw can mess up the entire chip.
So it's kind of like if you got gum stuck in your Lego gears.
Yeah, exactly.
It's game over.
Catastrophe.
So that's where Shiny Chemical comes in, right?
Precisely.
They're solvents. They're specially made to clean those wafers with insane precision,
Like surgical precision.
making sure every single component is exactly where it needs to be, perfectly placed.
It's amazing what they can do.
So they're like the clean freaks of the tech world.
You could say that, yeah.
But we're not just talking about one type of cleaner here.
Oh, no, not at all.
They've got a whole arsenal of solvents.
A veritable army of cleaners.
Over 40 different kinds.
That's a lot of options.
It's a lot.
They've got the biggest selection of these super specialized solvents in all of Taiwan.
Wow.
So, they've got 14 that are industrial grade,
Okay.
but then they've got 26 that are electronic grade, and those are the ones that are used for, those really tiny, delicate chips.
So they're like the one-stop shop
Pretty much.
for all your semiconductor cleaning needs.
If you need a solvent, they've got you covered.
And get this, if you need something really specific, like something super customized,
They'll make it for you.
they'll actually develop a custom solvent just for you.
Talk about customer service.
Yeah.
They're like the master tailors of the solvent world, creating the perfect fit for each client's needs.
So, okay, we have to tell this little anecdote.
Oh, yeah, this is a good one.
This really shows you what Shiny Chemical is all about.
It really does.
Their founder and chairman,
Mr. Sun Jingwan.
he's 86 years old,
86.
and he is so passionate about this company.
Wow.
that he wakes up in the middle of the night to check how things are running.
No way.
I'm not kidding.
That's dedicated.
Talk about commitment.
You can't teach that kind of passion.
That's amazing. And that kind of energy,
Yeah.
it really shows you the company culture.
It's infectious, that kind of drive.
Everyone there is going above and beyond.
Yeah, they're all in.
And, it shows in their expansion plans, too.
I know. They're thinking big.
They're building a brand new facility.
State of the art.
In the Chonka Coastal Industrial Park.
It's a massive project.
Yeah, and it's costing them, get this, $72 million.
$72 million.
That's a lot of money.
That's a serious investment.
So this new plant, it's going to have 2 cutting-edge solvent production lines.
New to start, yeah.
And they've got space to add 2 more.
So they're planning for the future.
They're really setting themselves up to be major players in the global semiconductor market.
Oh, yeah. They're aiming for the top.
So why are they doing all this expansion now?
Well, think about all the amazing technology that's coming out, right? AI, self-driving cars.
And this futuristic stuff.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And all of that needs incredibly powerful, incredibly tiny chips.
Okay, yeah.
And the more chips we need, the more demand there is for, those specialized solvents to keep everything running smoothly.
So they're kind of betting on the future of technology.
In a way, yeah.
And from what we've seen, it looks like a pretty smart bet.
It does, or they're definitely ahead of the curve.
And what's really impressive is that they're doing all of this while also thinking about sustainability.
Oh, yeah. That's a big part of their philosophy.
That's something we wanted to touch on because sustainability is like a huge deal for businesses these days.
It's not just a trend anymore. It's a necessity.
And it seems like Shiny Chemical is really taking it seriously.
Absolutely.
They're really committed to creating an eco-friendly work environment.
The walk and the walk.
And they're embracing, what's called ESG principles.
Yeah, which is all about being responsible about their impact on the environment, on society, the whole picture.
Yeah.
More and more companies are realizing that, doing good is actually good for business.
Right.
And Shiny Chemical seems to be leading the charge in that area.
That's great to see.
It is.
So we've learned a lot about Shiny Chemical already.
We've just scratched the surface.
We've talked about their history, their dedication to quality, and their forward-thinking approach to business and sustainability. We've been talking about this whole range of solvents they have.
Right.
But what's so special about them? What makes these solvents so unique?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Are we talking about like superpowered cleaning products here or what?
Well, you see, these electronic grade solvents, they're not your typical, household cleaners.
Right.
We're talking about a level of purity that's just, it's mind-blowing.
Really?
They're designed to remove even the tiniest impurities from those silicone wafers.
Remember, we're talking about building those circuits like at an atomic level. Almost.
Yeah, it's like building that Lego castle under a microscope.
With tweezers.
Exactly. So even something we can't even see with our naked eye could completely ruin a microchip.
That's crazy.
It is, and that's why Shiny Chemical's attention to detail is so important.
Oh, hey.
They're literally working at a molecular level to make sure those wafers are absolutely pristine.
So they're like the ninjas of the cleaning world.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Stealthy, precise.
Essential to the mission.
Absolutely. And the fact that they can make these custom solvents for specific needs, that's pretty impressive.
It is. It's like having a chemist on call who can just whip up the perfect solution for whatever challenge a chip manufacturer might throw at them.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And in the tech world, everything moves so fast.
Oh, yeah, it's constantly evolving.
But that kind of flexibility, that responsiveness, that's got to be crucial.
It's essential. You have to be able to adapt quickly.
So how is Shiny Chemical making sure they're staying ahead of the curve?
Well, their new plant in Chongqing, that's a big part of their strategy.
Okay.
It's not just about expanding production.
Right.
It's about building for the future.
Okay.
This facility is designed to be, cutting edge.
Yeah.
So they can scale up, they can adapt as the demand for even more sophisticated chips keeps growing.
So they're not just meeting today's needs, they're already thinking about tomorrow's.
Exactly. They're anticipating what's coming next.
That's some serious foresight.
You got to have that long-term vision in this industry.
Okay, so let's bring it back to our listeners for a sec.
Okay.
We've been talking about a lot of, industry stuff.
Yeah, we can get a little jargony.
So why should someone who's, maybe never even heard of Shiny Chemical,
Right.
Why should they care about their story?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Well, I think Shiny Chemical's journey, it has a lot of valuable lessons, even if you're not, in the tech world.
Okay.
Think about it. They started as a small company making these basic chemicals.
Right.
But they had this vision, this drive to transform themselves into this essential part of a global industry.
So it's kind of like a classic underdog story.
In a way, yeah.
But with a high-tech twist.
Exactly. And it shows the power of specializing.
Right.
Adapting, committing to constantly improving.
That's huge.
It is. They saw an opportunity, they took it, and they just kept innovating.
That's great.
And it's a good reminder that success doesn't happen overnight.
Definitely not.
It takes time, it takes dedication.
Perseverance.
And a willingness to embrace change.
Absolutely.
And it's not just about profits for them.
Right.
It's about making a difference.
Yeah, their commitment to sustainability, that really shows that businesses can be successful and responsible.
Absolutely. They're proving that you don't have to choose between, innovation and doing good.
Yeah.
You can do both. And in fact, doing both might be the key to long-term success.
So we've talked about Shiny Chemical's history.
Right.
Their dedication to quality, their commitment to business and sustainability.
There's a whole package.
They sound like a really impressive company.
They are.
But here's a question for you to think about.
Okay.
What role will Shiny Chemical play in shaping the future of technology?
That's a big question.
It is. As AI, machine learning, all these things keep advancing.
Right.
Will companies like Shiny Chemical be the unsung heroes
Interesting.
that enable those breakthroughs?
That's something to ponder.
It is. It is. And it'll be really interesting to see how this company continues to grow and evolve.
Absolutely.
But for now,
we
want to thank you for tuning in to the Board Business Channel. It really makes you think, what kind of amazing technologies are right around the corner? And what role will a company like Shiny Chemical play in all of that?
I mean, who knows? Maybe one day we'll be talking about Shiny Chemical as a household name.
Right.
Not just this hidden gem in the semiconductor world.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they seem to have, all the right ingredients for success,
They do.
That solid track record, that commitment to innovation.
And they're customer focused.
Yeah.
They really understand where the industry is going.
Plus, they've got that amazing company culture,
It's true.
Remember we talked about that story about the chairman waking up in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
Just to check those reports.
That's true dedication.
That kind of passion it's contagious.
It is.
It really drives a company forward.
It sets the tone for everyone.
Yeah, and it's clear they're not just doing this for the money.
No.
They really care about what they do.
They're passionate about it.
Yeah.
And about the impact they're making on the world.
And in today's world, that authenticity, I think that's really important.
It resonates with people.
Yeah, customers, investors.
It's refreshing to see.
They're proving that you can be both successful and ethical.
Absolutely.
Which is a powerful message, especially in an industry like tech.
Yeah.
Where things move so fast.
It's easy to get caught up in the race to the top.
Yeah.
And sometimes, corners get cut.
But Shiny Chemical, they seem to be setting a new standard.
Yeah, they are.
Showing that you can stay ahead of the game, but still prioritize sustainability.
And ethical practices.
Exactly.
It's not an either situation.
So they're really proving that you don't have to compromise your values to be successful.
In fact, staying true to those values, that might be the secret ingredient to building a lasting legacy.
Well said. Well said. So we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
We explored Shiny Chemical's history,
their journey,
their role in the semiconductor industry,
their commitment to innovation, to sustainability,
and their potential for future growth.
They've got a bright future ahead of them.
It's been a fascinating deep dive.
It has.
And we hope you've enjoyed learning about this incredible company.
I think we've all learned something today.
As much as we have.
I know I have.
So thank you for tuning in to the Board Business Channel.
And keep an eye on Shiny Chemical.
Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications.
We'll see you next time.